Hello, we're working on a word problem, so let's see what it says. Researchers studying acid rain measured the acidity of precipitation in the Colorado wilderness for 150 consecutive weeks. Acidity is measured by pH. Lower pH values show higher acidity. The acid rain researchers observed a linear pattern over time, and here's what they reported. So here's our linear equation. The most important part when we're trying to explain anything is we want to be very clear about what is our input, our x, our explanatory, our output, our y, our response. In this case, our input is weeks, and our output is pH. We're trying to say that you tell me how many weeks have gone by, and I'll be able to estimate what the pH is. But when we have this linear equation, we want to make sure that we understand every single part of it. So we're going to look at the equation. First thing we're going to look at is the slope. Now, you may remember y equals mx plus b, m being the number in front of x, which would be our slope. So if weeks is our x, this would be our slope. So our slope would be negative, make sure you have the negative with it, negative 0.0053. I'm going to put that over 1, and I'll explain that in 1 second. But once we identify the slope, we know some things about it. First of all, we know that our slope is negative, and that's going to tell us about how it behaves. Okay? And then we have, notice I put a number on top and a number on the bottom. You may remember when you learned about slope, you may remember rise over run, or you may remember the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All of that's saying is slope is a rate of change, and it's output, your y, over your input, which is x. So to understand this problem, remember our y is pH, and our x is weeks. So if I just label that 0.0053, that is our pH, over 1, that would be our weeks. It kind of helps identify what slope is. So in a sentence, every 1 week, the pH, okay, we have a negative, which we interpret as decreases, 0.0053. Be careful, we don't want to put decreases negative, then we'll have a double negative there. So the interpretation is negative is decreases. So that explains the slope. Now we're going to talk about the y-intercept. So if you look at our equation, the y-intercept in this problem is 5.43. So looking at our linear equation, the y-intercept would be 5.43. Now remember the definition of a y-intercept. A y-intercept is when x is 0. X is 0. And in this case, x is weeks. So we can explain this at 0 weeks, the pH is 5.43. So that explains the slope and explains the y-intercept of our linear regression. Thank you.